Welcome back to the Oracle of Enlightenment as we continue our coverage of the Erie County Fair. We're here with Jerry Valley. Jerry, it's been a couple of years since you've been on the show.
Yeah, actually this is my 17th year here.
Yeah, here at the fair.
Here at the Erie County Fair, 17 years.
Yeah, it's been about 4 years since you've been on our show.
On your show, yeah, right. Well, I'm glad to be back. Thank you for inviting me.
And of course, Jen Thomas.
Hey, it's good to be here.
Yes. So, Jerry, start off by telling us, how long have you been doing hypnotism?
21 years. I've been in the business of hypnosis. I got into it because I didn't believe in it, but I saw one of my friends get hypnotized. That whetted my appetite, and so I went took a course, a weekend course, and I had been on stage, though. I liked being on stage. I had been doing plays and things like that. So it was a natural stepping stone for me to get into something that was a little bit different, where I could get paid for having fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
You're also in films, too, correct?
I've been in 12 films. The last 4 films I've had principal parts, good speaking parts. We did one called Sunny Waters, which is a comedy where I play a mafia boss.
Yes.
Natural for me since I'm Italian. And then we did
That's the one you gave me to look at, right?
Right. And we did another one called Second Wind, which I played a very bad father, drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. And then I did a movie called The Fence, which is a quite interesting half-hour program. Might be on HBO. And
they might be on the fence about that one, but go ahead.
Yeah, I did another one called STD, which is kind of a wacky one, but anyway.
Sal, leave the humor to the professionals.
Right. These are
not you, then.
These are independent films, Sal,
right.
And
just like the ones we make, right?
Sometimes they sell, sometimes they don't,
Well, we understand how hard it is to get distribution.
Oh, it's very difficult. Yeah. What you need is a connection. Mm-hmm. Somebody, a producer, a director.
Yeah, we're working on that.
And if they like it, then maybe they can help you.
Yeah, exactly. So, with your hypnotism, how long did it take you to learn how to do it?
1 weekend. Well, people really ask that question quite often. It's like this. When I took the weekend course, I knew enough to hypnotize. It's like getting my license to drive a car. I knew how to drive the car, and not safely enough to get a license, but I wasn't good at it. Okay. Same thing with hypnosis. How did I become good? By studying and practicing and doing a lot of shows. I've done now over 7,000 shows.
Yeah.
Wow. 7,000.
Maybe you can tell us, how does hypnosis work?
Well, it works like this. First of all, it's basically a self-hypnosis. I'll even tell this audience here, and there'll be about 800 people there tonight, that I don't really hypnotize them. I guide them through it. They actually hypnotize themselves, and if they resist, it won't work. But if they want it, it usually does work. Now, there are 6 levels to hypnosis. Most of them will go into the 3rd and 4th levels. Some will go down to 5 and 6, which is called somnambulism. But everybody can be hypnotized. It's like, do you ever drive your car on the highway and start to daydream and miss your exit? Well, yeah. That's what it feels like. See, hypnosis is not really sleep. The people on stage are not sleeping. They see everything, they hear everything, but they're so relaxed they just don't care what's going on, except what I'm saying to them.
So you're saying I'm hypnotized most of the time when I'm driving?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I do it all the time. Well, or if you get glued to the TV set. Are you from Buffalo? You guys are from Buffalo? Mm-hmm. Glued to the TV set watching the Buffalo Bills trying to beat
that doesn't usually hold my attention these days.
Well, they try to beat the New England Patriots, right? Actually, I did in January, I don't know if you know this, I did a fundraiser for the Buffalo Jills in Niagara Falls at a place called Rapids Theater.
Yeah, I got the email. Unfortunately, we were already committed, or we would have come down.
They had a full house. They made some money for the cheerleaders, and I was happy to do it,
Wonderful.
And I was especially happy to watch those girls dance.
Who, the Buffalo Jills? No, I couldn't imagine that.
So can you hypnotize me?
Well, you can hypnotize anyone if they want to be hypnotized to some degree.
Well, we've been practicing hypnosis, and I've hypnotized her and a couple of our other friends, and it's been...
Go into it quite quickly?
I probably can, yeah. I understand I'm pretty suggestible in general.
Right.
Not that that's a good thing.
We'll be watching your show tonight at 9.
It is a good thing. I like to use the word receptive. It means you're receptive. You have an open mind. You'll try something. You're not closed. Like some people are really closed to everything. They won't try it. And I tell them, don't come up on stage. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
You have to be willing. You have to use your imagination and be a fun personality, and then you're the star of the show.
Okay, I'm in.
Right.
Well, I mean, there are times when I've seen you start off with like 25 people and end up with like 3 or 4.
Well, that's rare. Now, for example, last night I started out with about 30, ended up with about 16.
Yeah.
It's rare if I get down to 3 or 4. Usually, actually...
Well, not in this venue, but like in a smaller venue?
Yeah, if I do somebody like 60 or 70 people, I might get 10 volunteers and get 3 or 4. And 3 or 4 is workable.
Mm-hmm.
I can even do a show, an entire show with one subject, if I had to. Now, it's not as dynamic as a show with 10 people, but it's acceptable. It's a pretty good show with one person if the person's a real good subject, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I've done a lot of choral singing in my lifetime, and there have been quite a few shows where the choir has outnumbered the audience. So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, of course, you're an entertainer. Every entertainer likes a full house. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it just motivates the heck out of you.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what we have here at the Erie County Fair. Today, this afternoon at 2:30, we'll have 300 to 500 people. Tonight, I guarantee we'll have 700 to 800 people. Because they love the show, I love them, and
that's just the ones watching his show, folks.
that's just watching. And then I got 20 or 30 on stage. I used to take more, but it's not manageable, you know. But now we limit it. We'll limit it to 30, and that's a lot to start with. And I really only want half. I really want about 10 people.
Well, sometimes you pull some out of people have been hypnotized in the audience. You've pulled them out of the audience up on stage, right?
Yes, if they go in. That happens very often. As a matter of fact, get this now. With last cruise ship I did. Do you remember Robert Vaughn, the actor?
Of course.
Okay, Man from U.N.C.L.E., Superman, so forth.
Danger Theater.
Yeah, he was one of the few celebrities that would come to my show. When he came there with his wife, his 16-year-old son, and 12-year-old daughter, halfway into my show, he calls me over to his table. Jerry, come here, look at this. And his daughter is under hypnosis, and she's performing everything that they're doing on stage. If I make them musicians, she's playing a trombone or something. He got the biggest kick out of it. We hung out with him. He gave us autographs. Such a nice guy, Robert Vaughn.
Oh, yeah.
So she went under hypnosis in the audience. It does happen quite often where somebody will just pick it up automatically in the audience, tune into the sound of my voice, and they go right into it. And if I find them, if somebody lets me know they're in the audience, I bring them up on stage if they want to come up. I don't force anybody.
Right. Now, what kind of things you make them do when they're on stage?
We got some new stuff now.
Yeah, I noticed. The other night was a great show.
We got some new stuff. We have the tongue doctor, where everybody, they get one guy, and I say every time you talk, your tongue falls out. So he's talking like this, you know? My name is Jerry Valley, like that. And then
I can see Dave H. doing that easy.
Dave has been in Jerry's shows before.
Has he? Yeah. And then
he's our other co-host.
We get another guy who becomes a tongue doctor, but the funny part about it is he has the same problem. His tongue falls out. So the other guy is saying, you know, how can you help me? You got the same problem. That's I've helped thousands of people. And we banter around like that. We also have a thing where I tell them I'm invisible. I might do that this afternoon. And I go behind the chairs, and if, say, a man's sitting next to a woman, I'll touch the woman on the shoulder, and she'll look at him like he did it. You see, because she can't see me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and I might rub her knee or something. She'll look, and you know, she'll push him away, like, "What are you doing?" You know, and start yelling at him. That's a funny bit.
I love when you make them act like Dracula. That is so cool.
Dracula's a cool thing. That's the when they're in the casting call.
Yeah.
We actually make them the stars of the show, and we stand off to the side.
That's neat. Now, do you only do hypnosis for entertainment value, or do you sometimes do like you hear the ads for hypnosis for weight loss or for stopping smoking? Do you do that too?
In Methuen, Massachusetts, we have a clinic, my son and I, and when I'm in town, I'll help him out. But he usually does, the hypnosis during the week. We cover things like painless childbirth, dentistry, stop smoking, weight control, relaxation and better sleep, stress reduction, improved athletics, ADD for children. I'll tell you one thing that's really great. We have 100%, well, I'd say 99% success rate in how to pass exams. We have law students come to us, firefighters come to us, FBI agents, state troopers come to us when they need to take an exam, but they get uptight about it. I had a doctor come to me. This is true now. A doctor will remain nameless in Boston. He had taken this test 4 times and failed. He had one more shot at it. And he kept telling me why he could he's going to fail that 5th time. So I knew I had to change his attitude about it because he had an attitude of failure.
Right.
So you know how I did it?
Go ahead.
Here's how I did it. Under hypnosis, I changed his attitude from seeing an exam as a problem to an opportunity. Once he saw it as an opportunity, this is a doctor who failed an exam 4 times.
Right.
He had one more shot. He said, if I don't pass it, I'll probably lose my license. If I pass it, I could probably double my income. Well, to make a long story short, he passed that exam. He sent me a letter for publication. And these are the types of things we do. We work with alcoholics. We have a good record with them, but we do not have a good record with drug addicts.
I see.
Especially, well, pot is okay. We can get rid of the pot. Coke is a toss a coin. Heroin, no luck at all. It's too strong of a drug. So we do all of those things. So we do pre-op, post-operative. We even go to the hospital sometimes in the operating room with a person if they want us there, and with the doctor's permission.
That's great. Yeah.
Let me give you an idea of how good it works. In 1976, my wife had a radical mastectomy on a Tuesday morning. I gave her suggestions that she would heal quickly and never get sick with the anesthesia. And the reason how you do that is you tell them you're going to feel slightly hungry. You can't feel hungry and nauseous at the same time. Well, that was Tuesday morning. Saturday night, she was at my show.
Wow.
Wow, that's great.
That's a major operation.
What a woman.
Yeah.
She's still here. She's right up there.
Wonderful.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
Well, as you might be able to guess, Sal and I need a little help with weight control. I don't know if you can kind of, slide us a little help there.
Well, you know what? Let me give you a gift, okay? Did I give you one last year?
No.
Okay. We sell CDs here after the show, and because you guys have given us the opportunity to be interviewed, and I like that, and I like you guys, I'm each going to give you a CD if you'll listen to it faithfully.
I will.
At least for 21 days, 21 nights, an hour before you go to bed, and then in bed two times a day for 21 days at least. After that, you can listen to it every day or once a week or twice a week. Remind me that when we go back there to give it to you, I'll give you each one.
Okay, thank you.
We'll each do that, and then we'll report on it on the show.
Yeah,
and we'll get back to you
good.
as well.
Well,
Definitely.
give it time to work. Now give yourself a couple of months, see how much you've lost.
Okay.
One of the things you want to do is drink a full glass of water before each meal.
Always.
Then you will definitely lose weight. And then drink more water. I'd say 6 to 8 glasses a day, but the most important glass is the one you drink before a meal.
Right. Always.
Okay.
And I always drink water before bed, before taking a shower, when I get up in the morning.
That's
it's
good.
good for it's good for the heart.
Well, and it helps your digestion, and it suppresses your appetite. And you just have to be willing to go down a new road. That you're more important than food. Food is important, but you're more important. So you decide, as I touch you, I'm going to release within you something you probably haven't used for a while, the power of choice. So there's no more compulsive eating. Now, I did a lady recently, and she was so thrilled. She called me up. She said, you gave me one suggestion that is uppermost in my mind, and it works beautifully. I've lost 30 pounds in 1 month.
That's great.
Let me tell you what it is.
What?
The suggestion is this. I might feel like overeating, but I don't have to. There's the power of choice. It gets rid of compulsion. I might feel like eating junk foods or bad foods, but I don't have to. That's the key. She loves that suggestion.
So what's your website?
valleyhypnosis.com. If they're interested in learning stage hypnosis, it's stage, 3 W's dot stagehypnosisseminar.com, and they can see what we did for the brochure for last June, and next year will be similar,
All right, great.
in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
I do Vegas. We're going to London now,
Great.
the end of October, to do my show and a workshop. We do workshops in Massachusetts, sometimes in New York. As a matter of fact, I'm going to Canada in 2 weeks to do a workshop.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, once we're off the air, I'll give you a full list of all of my compulsions, and maybe we can. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much for granting us another interview, Jerry.
My pleasure all the time. You guys.
Wonderful to have you on the show.
Well, you guys give us exposure, and we do television interviews and everything, and that helps us too, And how many people have seen my show here at the Erie County Fair?
How many?
About 80,000 people.
Wow.
That is
I
so
figured
cool.
it out over 17 years.
That's
of
great.
80,000 people, and they just love the show. And Paul Schober, who's the entertainment director here, he's the most marvelous guy to work with. I mean, he's so great at what he does. And he told me, he said, Jerry, a lot of the people come here just to see your show.
I agree.
That's a great compliment. You know?
That is.
Yes, it is.
And one thing I do on stage is I make people feel comfortable, safe, and I don't embarrass them.
Yeah. When people wake up from hypnosis, it's like 8 hours of sleep?
Well, it's 15 minutes is worth 3 hours, so they stay in the whole show. It's like 12 hours.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Jerry.
Okay, my friend, take care.
Take care.